Going to be fun.
It is.
Mm-hmm. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mike Robinson, and with another episode of Let's Take a Walk. As usual, like I always say, the week kind of flew by. Today, I took my final Moderna vaccine shot, and listen, I didn't know. I didn't know if I was gonna make it tonight because I was kind of like in a real. It was funny. It was like I was in between feeling good and feeling
Mhm.
terrible. I was in that thin little area where you're just not quite sure. I kind of had a headache, but not really. And I just was like, I didn't know.
Did
But
you
I
take
took a top, huh?
Did you take you some Tylenol?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I took some Tylenol and it did the trick. So here I am, yo. Here I am. So
We're glad you made it.
so this is another episode of Let's Take a Walk. Um, as usual, I got some awesome guests. I'm doing something a little different tonight. We're gonna do like a panel interview as opposed to a one-on-one interview. We're gonna do a panel interview, and we're gonna just discuss the topic of beauty, the influences of beauty. What has power over, what determines what's beautiful and what's not. I have I have four lovely young ladies, entrepreneurs in their own right, hustlers in their own right, bosses in their own right. You name it, they do it. So who better to have on the show than four professional hustling boss women? And for those of you who may not be familiar with them, I'm going to give them each the opportunity to kind of reintroduce themselves and give a little background on, well, to introduce themselves because I didn't say their name. To kind of give them an opportunity to give a little background on themselves and everything that they have going on. All right, Katina, it's on you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Katina Thomas. I am originally from upstate New York. That's where I know Mike from. I am now living in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been here for about 11 years. Um, I'm sure, like many of you ladies, I wear a lot of different hats. I do have a license in cosmetology. It'll be 21 years next year, so I do consider myself a master cosmetologist, but I don't spend most of my time doing that anymore. I'm trying to get into real estate. So I do have my real estate license here in Georgia, so I'm trying to take off with that. But while I'm doing that, I'm just kind of in the insurance insurance industry right now and doing Medicare for seniors. So that's about it.
Okay, Maya, it's on you.
Well, I'm Maiya Marshall. Everybody calls me Mai. I am originally from Newark, New Jersey, Brick City, and Brick City. I currently I currently reside in Richmond, Virginia. I have a corporate job in finance. I am an entrepreneur of all things me. So just basically want to encourage broken women to find the pieces and utilize those broken pieces to make something beautiful, make something healed, and make something whole, and not fit into the standard that everyone else tells you that you should fit in, but what God calls you to be, which is fearless, wonderfully, beautifully made, and just walk in your worth. So that's me.
I love it.
All right, Miss Nina, it's on you.
All right. My name is Nina Bruton. They call me the bald head queen. And there's a whole lot to that. And that's actually where I met Michael. Whoa, it's been years now.
Yeah,
With
absolutely.
the release of my memoir, Dramas of a Bald Head Queen, I am a cultural mentor, performance artist, and a host. I have a company that it serves as the umbrella that I work under called We Be the Light. And my whole goal in life is to teach others as one to be light. That is to provide a safe space to expose and drive out shadows and expose blind spots, and to be a light post and a light on a lamp on the path, if you will, and to encourage others and show other people how to go about doing that in their own lives. Our purpose, as you all mentioned, as is it my apologies.
Yes.
Okay, as my I want to make sure I get
Right.
get our pronunciation right. But no, as you mentioned, like it's really important for me to go about sharing with other people how to tap into that light that is within them, right?
Yeah.
And so that is what I do through performance art, through all the things that I do as an entrepreneur in my many hats. So thank you. Y'all can visit webethelight.com to learn more.
All right.
All right, Miss Shantae,
Yes.
it's on you. It's
What's
your
up,
turn.
everybody? I'm Shantae Booker. I am currently residing in Chesapeake, Virginia. I am a wife and a mom. I've been married to my husband for about 15 years. I've been a mom for 14.
Wow.
Have a teenager, a new teenager. I am a style blogger and influencer. I run a lifestyle blog called ShantaeBooker.com. You can find me on Instagram at Shantae M Booker, and my blog is Shantae Booker, and we just talk about everything from beauty, fashion, lifestyle, motherhood, you name it, any type of topic, but just focusing on empowering women, helping women find beauty in chaotic moments of life. Yes.
Love it.
Awesome, guys. First of all, I want to thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it. This is, like I said earlier, this is definitely a new thing that I'm doing. And from the briefly talking to you guys, I know that this is going to be an experience.
Interesting.
We're going to be we're talking about beauty tonight. Before we get started, I want to ask each one of you individually, when you hear that word beauty, what is your definition of beauty? What is beauty?
I love that question. Go ahead.
Well, beauty to me, my first instinct is, my first thing that comes to mind is within, within, because as within, so without. If you don't have that beauty, it's going to show. I mean, you can have the makeup, you can have, the look that everyone is going for, but when you open your mouth, if you don't have that, that inside, it's just, it changes the way that people look at you. So as within, so without.
Yeah.
It really does start with yourself. So how you look at anything is how you look at everything. So if you don't find yourself beautiful, you're not going to find, people outside of you, or you're going to be comparing yourself, or, it starts with that self-love.
Absolutely.
That's so good, because I was actually, when she started saying that, I was thinking about it. My grandmother and my mom, all of the women in my life, when I was a little girl, they used to always say, "Pretty is as pretty does."
Oh, yeah.
And that just kind of
Or
stuck with
says.
me. Yeah, right. But that resonated with me. But it's just real true beauty is, like she said, it starts really on the inside. And this stuff that we see now on TV and in magazines and social media is really a facade.
Right.
It's a bunch of people that have messed up insides, but they're covering it up with masks and, clothes and bags and makeup and everything. But if you flip them inside out, nobody would follow them. Nobody would want to be, influenced by them or even hear what they have to say. So yeah, really, it's true beauty is internal first.
Yeah. I say that a lot of times. I say that beauty is a manifestation of the best of everything that is within us. You think about a seed, right? A flower. And while it may seem like this little simple, humble seed, the beauty that comes about when it truly blooms, and as it goes through the time and the purging and whatnot, that is what really, that's what the beauty is. And that whole line literally became clear to me a few years ago. I deal with, as a lot of Black women do, fibroids, anemia, and, low iron and things of that nature. And so one day I remember I was dragging. It was about 6 years ago. I mean, I was weary. It was a rough day, but somehow I still managed to feel beautiful, feel like my skin was pale, it was dry. I was going through, but I was like, you have to know, like literally know that you're beautiful regardless of how you're feeling. Because our feelings, the world will one try to convince us that we're not, like you say, social media and all these things, and because of the standards that have been established outside of our community and outside of us. So you got to know that thing, and then even tap into it on the days that you don't feel it.
Absolutely.
I was going to say the same thing. Like, I feel like, to me, when I hear beauty, it's authenticity, the ownership of your true self. Like, as Black women as a whole, we're given so many checklists and so many standards of what beautiful really is. But I honestly didn't find myself beautiful until I owned and did the work myself inside. So I have to show up knowing that I'm beautiful. I can't wait for somebody else to affirm that. I can't try to fit into someone else's box. Whatever God created me to be, that is the only thing that I'm able to be. And I have to love that thing before I can expect or ask anybody else to love that. Absolutely. So it's true ownership of who you are. Like Nina said, the core of who we are. If we don't nurture those seeds and that thing on the inside, we can either grow weeds or flourish and bloom something beautifully. So we ultimately have the choice. But that's what I think of when I hear something about the word beautiful or beauty.
Do you think that the standards of beauty have changed over time? And if so, how?
I don't know how many I'm sorry, I was just going to say real quick, I don't know how many little Black girls put a towel on their hair anymore, playing up, acting like they have long hair, right? Long blonde hair. Like that was not in the 80s. So that's, it has definitely changed. My daddy didn't have YouTube tutorials to learn how to, my biracial mother didn't have that to learn what to do with my hair. This is why I'm bald head now, because they ruined me. But I do believe that it's changed for sure.
I think it has and it hasn't, because at the end of the day, there's nothing new under the sun. You got a lot of people wearing wigs. People have been wearing wigs since ancient Egypt. You know what I mean? Maybe the only thing that's new is all of the plastic surgery. It's going to be a lot of interesting older people, older looking people in about 30, 40 years. I'm like, what did they really think that through? It's going to look really ridiculous, in the nursing home. So that's the only thing that I think is like really new. But as far as like makeup, and I think things just run their course and they just come back around.
Yeah.
Do you mean
for me?
Oh, go ahead, Maiya. Go ahead, Maiya.
I was gonna say, for me, I would just say, I know just growing up, I'm from Newark, but I finished high school in a very rural, very country area. And to me, even growing up in my earlier 20s, I thought beautiful was to wear a lot of makeup, have a center part with bone straight hair, no curl, no texture, no anything. It just looked very produced. And now I'm super natural. When my hair is out, it's super curly, super big. And I go from anything to braids, color. And I didn't think that was beautiful. My hair had to be jet black, bone straight, makeup, like that fashion fair, real thick. My grandma's makeup, like, that shimmery gold lip gloss. That's what I thought beautiful was. And now that I'm older, sometimes I feel attractive with just mascara and chapstick or just moisturizer, depending on what, I could put on sweatpants, Ugg boots. It doesn't really matter because I've done the work on the inside. So to me, I do think that beauty standards to me have changed, just because I see so many brown girls with curly hair. And back in the day, it was bone straight. Right. You didn't really see the texture that you see now in the different like clubs. It almost seems like for girls with 4C or 4D hair, or the high, the tints, the coarse, whatever. It's just like it's opened up this whole society of what beauty is, from every range, every tone, every shape. The plastic surgery is weirding me out just a little bit. So that'll really be interesting. But to me, I do think, I know under my standard, it's changed a lot, because I feel most confident sometimes when my naturally curly hair is just out and all over the place. And that would have never been a thing 15 years ago.
Wow.
It's interesting that you bring up, how when we talk about the standard changing, many of us were raised like it's been alluded to under the assumption that the European beauty is the standard of beauty. And so the irony with all of this, right? Right. The irony with all of that is the fact that now this plastic surgery and the things that people are doing is to look more like us.
Right.
Crazy.
Right.
people are spending thousands and thousands of dollars to appropriate the look after we have our communities as a whole have in generations of Black women have been conditioned to looking at Europe as the standard, right? We still see sisters bleaching, and we still see sisters with the, insisting on wearing makeup or insisting on having straight hair. The elders who don't know, the girl, I could never, my natural girl could never. Like, what man, you can. It just takes the reconditioning. But, you have more white women that are trying to be Black as well, so the shift is occurring, but it's definitely still taking time.
It takes time, but if you could just look at the Kardashians and see that shift has made it, hasn't it? Isn't that shift? You know what I'm saying? Just a whole empire off of looking like they're not white.
Not them. Yeah.
We gonna be real? Can we be real, Mike? Because
we be real.
Absolutely. You see, I'm sitting here quietly. But I guess these type of things kind of do themselves. I got like a list of questions, but please go ahead.
Yeah, if you ask the right question. Yeah.
It's funny though, a lot of people get the plastic surgery, like you mentioned the Kardashians, but they don't realize those kids gonna look like you. They're not gonna look like the real you.
Right.
You're gonna see the real you in your kids.
Yeah.
And
Can't fight biology.
Right. So you're gonna have some funny looking kids because they're gonna look like you.
It's funny. I've often wondered, and not to linger on them too long, or people like them, but I've literally, because people have, how on social media, like they'll do a collage of people's like old face. Like I literally did not recognize who they were. And like, I'm like, who's this? And people are like, oh, that's Kim K. I'm like, who? They literally, without too much shade. So I literally have been like, okay, do when they look in the mirror, do they see their former self?
Right.
Like, or do they see their current self? Like, I'm genuinely curious as to how people who have had extensive work done, like how do they see themselves? And or do they just literally did they literally just walk away from that person and now who I am, and this is the beauty that I see, now, right? Like, anyway, that ain't what this is about. But I got questions.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
How much control do I have over what you guys see as beautiful? And what I mean by that is a man. Yeah. How much power do we have over what you guys consider beautiful and what's not beautiful?
You trying to start something, Mike?
Right.
It's just a question.
Yeah. It's a good question.
I think it depends on the level of confidence that the person has in themselves, because at the end of the day, they're not going to try to appeal to anyone's view of beauty. They're going to do them. They're confident in their own skin. If I wear makeup, it's because I want to. It's not because I'm trying to appeal to someone else. I'm good with me. And I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I know I'm not pretty to everyone. You know what I mean? But that's not what I. When I wake up in the morning, I'm not thinking about. You know what I mean? Am I going to be, when I go out, is somebody going to try to say something to me or call me beautiful or whatever? I'm very comfortable in my own skin. It took me a long time to get here, but it really does, that confidence. Oh my goodness. Once you have it, it's just, you don't really care about what other people think. Like literally you don't.
Yeah. Go ahead. Cause I can go.
I feel like I can only speak from my own experience. I'm blessed to have a man in my life that is such a support and such a loving person, and he's not brainwashed by the stereotypes and the way that men should operate and roles and those types of things. So I just feel like it's really about what you feel inside. I mean, that confidence word is probably going to come up a whole lot tonight, because really, it's just, it don't matter what other people think. Even if other people think you're gorgeous and you don't believe it,
Right.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what they say. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know. It depends on the situation. It depends on the people, the person, the man. If it's a negative situation, if it's a negative type of abusive, toxic type of situation, and that woman is in a subservient position or feeling like she doesn't have control, or she's in a situation where she's not confident, it could affect, that. But I don't know, as an overall, did you mean as overall in general, Mike?
Just
Okay.
overall in this kind of climate, how much influence, maybe I shouldn't say power, how much influence, like how much do you think about men, particularly, and this is particularly for those that are single, how much influence do I have on, for instance, your fashion choices, or what I'm saying, how your body image,
Well,
that whole thing.
let me say something, Mike. And this is the thing that, and I bless God that I've been married for
No.
13 years. Hello. Hey, baby. For 13 years next month. But just come on. It is. Hey, love. You want to see us
live?
Okay. I got things to say. Yeah, I got things to say.
This is my executive producer, right?
Right. They can be quite the sticklers. So this is the thing. It definitely comes down to that confidence, because what I've realized is that it's not only the men who it matters. The influence is there. We'd be lying if we said, I'd be lying if I said that it didn't matter. But this is where the confidence and that boldness, the understanding that beauty from within is really important. First and foremost, what I accept. My husband has been at natural hair events that I've hosted, and the one question, especially, it's most times with Black women, it's always around our hair. It's around our hair. Right. And I've had people say, well, I want to go natural, but my dad thinks it's yada, yada, yada. My boyfriends, like my employers, like these men have something to say. And the thing about it is that men have been conditioned, that the standard of beauty that we discussed earlier, they've been conditioned to accepting that as the standard as well. And so even my husband has stood up. I've literally, while he's working the vending table, like, could you come and answer this question, because I want a male perspective. And he's literally told them the same thing. I don't care what my wife does. He didn't like kinky twists, but that's another, he was like, that ain't you. And so, but otherwise, he's like, I don't care what she does. As long as she shows up and owns it and stands in confidence in it, then I'm going to support her, whatever, come what may, whatever she wants to do. He's dyed my hair purple before. He's dyed it, blonde. Like, he's done that work. The confidence is what it's going to take. There is a level of, we want to be beautiful to you all. We, even though us married, you talking about the single folk married women, we want to always say, I'm married, I ain't dead. But these are things, I think that the important thing is to let sisters know that you don't have to meet their standard. Right. You don't have to, right? I want to know what you think, but I'm not living my life based on how you think I should look. And that is where we have to make sure we find a balance.
Right. Yeah. I would agree.
That's good what she said about balance. Finding that balance. Yeah, that's so important. Because, like, it's imbalanced if it's a negative situation, if it's toxic and it's abusive, But then on the flip side, if you have a supportive husband like you, Nina, you know what I'm saying, then you have that balance, you have that love, that support, where the husband is like, he's letting you be you, and he loves all of you, regardless of whatever style you want to wear that day, whether you want to go without makeup. And I think society-wise, a lot of these girls now, they don't even have that hope of having that type of guy or that type of man or that type of a relationship. You know what I mean? Because of, and I hate to go here, but I'm just going to have to be honest, like the music and the videos, have gotten worse since when I was younger in high school. You know what I mean? Just the culture has kind of conditioned this next generation to look a certain way, to, you know, and I mean, if you listen to any of these songs, the music and the way they're talking about women, and now the way the women are talking about themselves.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Let's just be completely 100% real. I guess I am. I'm right. I'm just on it. But I don't know if it's so much old as it is, you know, standard and sense.
Definitely been a culture shift for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we went from the men being, you know, degrading to the women and overtly sexual and making us objects, to the women being the ones they're doing. And I feel like they're doing it in an attempt to take back their power and take ownership of it and say, well, since you want that, I'm going to own it, and I'm going to, you know, I'm going to be the one to control whether you're going to do it or not. But, you know, it's just now this younger generation coming up behind us, their standards of beauty are really twisted. I'm sorry. I don't feel like they're the healthiest.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a lot of that has to do with our social media and
absolutely.
And celebrity culture.
Yeah.
But
that balance word is something else. Like that balance is a big word. Finding a balance.
I was telling somebody a few weeks ago, I was interviewing, and I was saying that, you know, as a man, right, I pretty much the majority of my life, 95% of
we hear statistics and
about 95% of everything that I did, and I believe this for just for men as a whole, 95% of everything I did was for the attention of a woman, to get the attention of a woman, from the clothes I wear, where I wear my hair, how long I stay in the gym, what job, my job / how much money I make, and just my if I just happen to be from New York, but there's some people who, if they think that women appeal, I know people that would fake a New York accent in order to get things. You know what I'm saying? And I wonder, and I always think about this. I wonder, do you guys really know how much influence that you actually have toward us? And, you know, in that sense, because it's like I could count on one hand and still have some fingers left how many times a woman actually approached me. Now, versus if I asked each one of you how many times you get approached in a day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? With that being said, do you think that women as a whole really realize the influence they actually have on us, you know, as a culture? You know, the jewelry that we choose, jewelry that we choose to wear, we make sure our teeth right, we make sure our lineup is right. You know what I'm saying? All that. The sneaker, I make sure our sneakers are clean, or, you know, whatever. Do you think that as a whole, you guys realize how you affect culture and how you affect, you know, how we move around?
Beyonce said, "Who runs the world? Girls." And while that's a women's, I need to write a book on this because it's been on my mind for years. I tell this to young ladies that I speak to and that I mentor, that we really, really do. Like, even if we're not the queen of a nation, or if we're not, if we have someone who's quote unquote over us, and our lives impact men in a way that Michelle Obama she impacted Barry in his decisions. I can I call him Uncle Barry? She called him. You know what I'm saying? But no, honestly, she impacts his decisions. My husband, it is my hope that my life impacts his decisions, the way he moves. And if I'm a woman and this is the importance of recognizing that power, is the fact that whether we're in the positions, the official positions of leadership or not, be it in our communities, be it in our church, be it in our wherever, it is literally if brothers are smart, they'll take our words, they'll take our wisdom, they will take our perspectives into consideration as they make their moves. So yeah, we and a lot of women don't realize that. They honestly don't. They think that, they're used to being led. And I commend my father for showing me that, honestly, even with all his wildness and womanizing ways, he as his daughter, he made sure I recognized that the power that I had, even though he was empowering other women. He empowered me. Go ahead, y'all.
Anybody else got any insight on that?
I just want to touch on a little bit about what you were saying, that 95% of what you did was, to appeal to a woman. Nowadays, it seems like, and I don't know if it's just here in Atlanta, you have a lot of guys that have it going on, you know what I mean? Have the nice car, have the money, have the nice job, or whatever the case may be. But then today, it seems like those same guys would be like, they think a woman want them for that. You know what I mean? Right. You just want me for so why try to accumulate all that to attract someone? Attract someone and then just say that's what they want you for. But what woman wants someone who doesn't have, you know what I mean, doesn't offer that, security. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's really weird that, you guys spend so much time on it and then get to a certain point where the woman, have to prove them.
Okay, so now you're treading on it. You're taking it a little bit somewhere else.
Right.
So be careful.
That was interesting.
Oh, and let me before anybody else says, shout out to my brother Chad Anderson. He says that also black and dark skinned brothers wasn't hitting back in the day.
Not always been hitting to me, honey. Now, Big Daddy Kane, are you kidding
me? Now, and I definitely can attest. Can attest to that. Yeah. And it's funny.
We're gonna be honest, like, neither were the dark skinned sisters either.
I was gonna say, I was gonna let him finish. You're right, though. You're right.
But here's the thing. Like, it's like, we're used to being discriminated against, or what I'm saying, that's kind of been the narrative, forever. Yeah. But then within our own culture, we discriminate too. Because I know that back in the day, and I might be aging myself, but like I'll Be Sure was the move. Christopher Williams.
Was fine though.
So you know what I'm saying? If you didn't look like Christopher Williams or I'll Be Sure or Keith Washington or somebody like that, you was not getting no
popping.
You was not getting no nothing. You know what I mean? Then Genuine came along with the 6-pack and the baby hair, and it just like yo.
Yeah, it was gentle, honey. It was amazing.
But that really does goes to show that how much influence that television has on our preferences. Because once what's his name? Nino Brown. I can't think of his name.
Wesley Snipes.
Once he came on the scene, you know what I mean? Then everybody started. Liking Morris.
It was Morris Chestnut for me.
I can't feel you on Wesley, but I can go with
Wesley. You can have,
Morris,
but
Wesley was fine to me, but I've always loved unconditional.
There's some new guys now. I mean, we could talk about this all night now. There's some new guys. You been like light skin who?
Right. I don't even look at light skinned guys anymore. Like,
what's the guy that was on the guy that was on Tyler Perry's show? They used to come on CBS.
Oh, Lance Gross.
I mean, look. We could make a list. You're good, Mike. You're good.
Yeah, and Chairman Fred Hampton, the brother who played. Okay.
Or Devontae Rhodes. the guy that was in the Bird Box movie.
Mhm.
Oh
And
my
he was
goodness.
recently in the movie with.
We clearly need to have our own.
Yeah,
That's a
we're gonna have
whole
a-
Absolutely.
But we trying to help you out, Mike. You
Yeah.
good, Mike? You good?
Absolutely.
We like, oh yeah. And what about
We forget all about the topic. Okay, focus.
Okay, ladies. Okay. So yeah. So we're kind of into that, like, with this, we're dark skin is being more accepted
Mhm.
in media. And like you guys said, you named a few actors or whatever. Like, no homo, none of that. But
You ain't gotta say that. You
but
ain't gotta
there,
say that.
We're grown.
Just
Right.
appreciate.
there
Okay.
are guys that I admire. Like Morris Chestnut is like my number one. Like, I definitely admire him. I think he's like, I don't want to use.
It's okay. You're in a safe space.
I think he's cool. Like, he's
He's a handsome dude.
Yeah.
standard. Like,
There's a way to say a
I-
good looking brother. You could say he's
I
a good looking
admire-
brother.
He's a good-looking brother.
I'm
Yeah.
not going I'm not going farther than that. I admire him.
This is
Um,
that's a whole other show topic. I'm here for
Yeah,
it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I admire him. I admire like Omar Epps. I admire I even like the kid from Girls Trip, like the kid that was messing with Jada Pinkett.
Kofi.
Oh yeah.
Cerebro.
Mhm.
Kofi. It's
I-
Kofi Cerebro. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like I admire.
Angel.
I like their style. Like, I
Mhm.
like their style. Oh, my man Chad was like, yes, he's handsome. Okay, all right, Chad.
Thank you,
Okay.
Chad.
So why do you all don't think that, I don't think, even though the darker skinned men are, beginning to be more attractive, but why, I don't think it's the case for women, darker
It's
skinned
not.
women. You don't see the representation for the darker skinned women. Why is that?
Well, I mean, I would, if you pay attention to some of the previews that have come out for these new shows. Like, I just watched a preview before I came in here, called is it Run the World? I think it's called, maybe. But basically it was the people that made Living Single, and all the girls on that show are dark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like,
I
so
don't
you're
think
sta- these
it's
Shifting.
slowly but surely.
yeah, it's starting to like
Yeah,
change
I mean,
over.
there are a lot of beautiful chocolate women. I mean, Kelly Rowland is the first person that comes to my mind.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
she's
Stunning.
like gorgeous, like absolutely drop dead. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like, there are a lot of, now, I mean, I get what she's saying, where it's probably not as, big as some of the other people, the other skin tones, but I do believe that there are a lot of chocolate women that are getting their day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Meg Thee Stallion is one of those people who's really shifting that. I mean, people's appreciation of her and her beauty, and not just even her skin tone, right? A lot of us were learning to deal with colorism, and you look at people like Dr. Yaba Blade. She has a book called The One Drop, and so there are people who are having these conversations around colorism, which is a part of, excuse me, while we're talking about racism and trying to get white folks to get themselves together. We have a whole lot of conditioning amongst ourselves that we're currently dealing with and have been for a few years now, and it's just digging deeper. But when it comes to people like Meg Thee Stallion, we're not only looking at her skin tone, but her stature, right? Like, she's a robust and tall woman, and I mean, she calls herself a whole male horse. So see, that's my age playing like, but a stallion ain't okay,
right?
But I've seen on Twitter and I've seen on social media the conversations that people are having around colorism and the ways that they're embracing her. And so I'm a hip hop head. I love hip hop as well. And so you look at Flo Milli, you look at again, Meg Thee Stallion, you look at quite a few sisters who are leading the charge and being themselves. And
Rhapsody.
Don't even get started on Rhapsody. But yeah, absolutely. And it's really happening. The shift in culture, it takes time to shift culture. This isn't something that, but shifting culture takes us shifting our own thinking.
Right.
And until we're able to really take a look in and
because
start.
we are the culture. So.
We are the culture.
If we're the culture, then it starts with us.
Yep.
Katina, I have a question for you because you ladies don't know, but Katina is a twin, and she is, and they are like, to me they're identical, but they probably would say that they're not.
Like,
but growing up with the twin, did you ever feel the need that you had to distinguish yourself from her, or vice versa? Like, what's the dynamic as far as beauty and the whole nine? Because as parents, you got twins, and the temptation is to dress them in the same clothes or the same hairstyle. Everything is the same. So what's that? Has that played a role in your life at any time? Has that been a challenge for you?
Absolutely, especially just growing up. We looked a lot alike, but to me, I didn't look like her. You know what I mean? People probably thought I was crazy, but we look exactly alike. Like, we have pictures where I don't even know myself from her.
Wow.
So I spent a lot of time trying to find my own identity. I did everything from cutting my hair, coloring it, anything to look different from my sister, to have my own identity. People didn't know us apart. They, call us twin, or I'm like, I have a name, you know what I mean? So it was really hard. But now it's kind of like, we have our own personalities. We do have a lot in common. We are like best friends. We just know what each other thinking. So now we kind of more embrace it. But back then it was just fighting it all the time. I just wanted to be my own person. And, especially when it came to beauty standards, when someone might have showed interest in me. So I'm like, I don't know if you really like me for me, because she looked just like me. How do I know? You know what I mean? You don't care which one it is. You know what I mean? So that always played in the back of my mind. Did they really like me for me when I got somebody that looked just like me?
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
I can see that.
So like nowadays you see more full-figured women becoming more prevalent in social media. The thicker thighs, the more voluptuous.
Crying,
right.
What do you think of that? Like, I think, like, most recently I've seen like Lizzo. She's been doing a lot of stuff.
Davis,
and I'm not saying that. And like, speaking of Lizzo, I'm not
the blink. Jesus.
I'm not trying to be negative towards her, but sometimes I wonder what her end game is. Sometimes, like most recently, she posed nude, I guess, to protest body shaming and things of that nature. But sometimes, please forgive me, sometimes I wonder, is she actually doing it for a purpose or just to be naked?
Maybe both.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I honestly
might be naked.
I honestly think it's okay. Go ahead, Shante.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nina.
No, go ahead.
It's probably both. She like being naked, but she was like, okay, well, let me put some purpose behind it. Let me give it a why. So here we go. We protesting, and I like being naked. I think it's both, and more power to her. But everybody don't have enough courage to do that.
Yeah. And my godbaby mama, our goddaughter's mother, she's one of those people that likes to be naked. Now, she's good and saved, so she ain't just gonna be all across the internet naked.
Right.
But there are people good and saved, okay? But there are people who are comfortable in that way. And so the thing that I can appreciate about people like Lizzo is that I honestly, with her, it honestly feels genuine. It just does.
Yeah.
And I know it's funny you bring up this body positivity thing, because I know men who are actually on that that journey as well, because men need to deal with body image, self-image as well. Right. And I mean, I know a brother who plays, he practices capoeira. I mean, he's fit, but he's 50 years old. So he deals with, things not setting like they used to when he was younger. And so I say that to say, I think that it is. I used to be of the thought that it was problematic when people are like, "Oh no, just you overweight, you obese, and just be happy with that." There's a difference between being satisfied with where you are and like the other extreme of starving yourself to again maintain the standard of beauty.
That balance again, Nina, going right back to the balance. Yeah.
The balance again. I mean, I'm not who I was. I'm 42 years old next month. I'm not who I was when I was 26 and won't be.
Right.
I don't care what I do. You know what I'm saying? Unless I take up, body sculpting and weightlifting, like professional things and competition and whatnot and focus on that. But in my day-to-day life, I just might be this 200 pounds. And y'all just might have to be okay.
Take it, right?
They're going to have to
take it. Okay? Come on. I wanted to say too, Mike, to that, like the influencer sphere, there are so many beautiful, full figure, curvy curvy girl, Christina. Like, it's so many, it's a ton, and they're gorgeous, and they're dominating the influencer blogger field, and they're making more money than some of the slimmer, more trim girls, because that market was forgotten about for so long. And these women are bringing attention to the fact that big girls like to be stylish, big girls like wearing makeup, big girls shop more than, just as much, if not more. So they're like, it's a forgotten section of culture that needs somebody to show them, okay, I'm trying on bathing suits today. And you're going to just have to take all of this and look at me in my bathing suit. You know what I mean? And these women are eating them up. These girls have millions of followers, and that goes to show you that. And then there are slim women that want to see a bigger girl say, I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in, I love myself where I am. I'm going to dress all of this down to the 9. You know what I'm saying? So that curvy stuff, look, you can say something bad about it if you want, but you're going to get stepped on. Because these girls ain't playing, and they're gorgeous. And they encourage and empower me. Seriously.
Absolutely. So. And that's the crazy thing, is that there are so many women who, like you said, even the slim chicks who are like, still, in their mind, they're not good enough. They're not slim enough. They're not right. Yeah. So the key is to wherever you are on the journey, wherever you are, accept that, and then go from there. Make your plans from there to become whoever you want to be. If you want to become a marathoner and a weightlifter, and you want to be toned and tight and all of this, to do that. In the meantime, if you want to go to the beach, wear your bikini if you want to wear it. Come on, Nina, with the hand. Wear your bikini. Come on, wear it. Wear it. Beach all day. Waist beads up to here, and
I knew this was going to be crazy. Maiya, this question is...
You got silhouette and face.
Because I told you
Maiya, I got a question for you, because you actually deal in the fashion world. You have your own fashion line, and you're very present in social media as far as promoting your brand, and I'm sure wearing your brand. How conscious are you of the differences, in size and shape and different and that type of thing? And do you ever find it challenging not to just pull things that you like versus what's versus diversity, I guess you could say? Do you ever find it a challenge to be like, when you look at a rack of your clothes and you say, oh, this is just stuff that I would wear? You know what I'm saying? Is that or do you lean into that? You know, is that
So
what is
fun
that?
fact, I think I told you when we talked last time, I struggled with eating disorders when I was younger. So I come from all the women in my family are super curvy, except my mom and my aunt. And so I strived for the longest time. Like I cheered all my life, tried to be all like fit, but I've always been thick at the bottom. And so at one point I was 220 some pounds. But at that time, being younger, you know, you don't want to dress like an adult, but there was nothing for plus size adolescent young adult that looked like adolescent. I would have to go to Dress Barn or like random big girl, you know, no shade, but I didn't have a Tory when I was growing up. I didn't have an Ashley Stewart when I was growing up that had trendy clothes. So I was wearing boy clothes. I was wearing boy jeans and flannel shirts and oversized everything because I was uncomfortable with the way I looked. Everyone made me feel uncomfortable because they would just stare knowing that I was a girl in men's overalls or men's jeans. And I didn't know how to embrace my curves without, you know, sometimes push it to the limit. You're going to be too sexy and too young. You go to the other side, you're just wearing bulky men's clothes, trying to cover up what you already know is an insecurity. So as I've progressed to be an adult, of course, I'm more healthy and more aware. I can't say that when I look in the mirror, I don't still see that chunky little girl sometimes, but I've done the work to feel really good about how I look in my clothes. So I don't get on scales because they trip me out sometimes. And the world will, you know, those charts and the doctor will tell you that you're overweight because I'm 5'7" and I'm in a certain weight range. So I know what I do for me and I like what I look good in. So maybe low rise skinny jeans is not for me because my hips are 42 inches. That is not my thing. I'm not gonna be able to do that because I'm gonna sit down and you're gonna see my backside. And I'm good and safe too, so that's not gonna fly. So I also know, you know, like so when I started creating clothes, it did start off to just feel good to me. I don't like women fitted tops. Like I don't because they fit like this. Every woman doesn't want a shirt being tight all the time. Sometimes we're fluffy. Sometimes we just want something loose and lived in. Yeah. I'm single, but when my ex-fiance, I lived in his shirts. Like, you know, when women are feeling bloated, we go to our significant other's closet and pull their stuff. That's why we always have their stuff.
Oh, girl, I just took off my shirt.
And so I feel like women want to be comfortable. And at this point in stage, I don't like putting gender on clothes. I can wear what I want to wear.
Yeah.
And so when I started designing or creating my line, I wanted women, people that when they put on my stuff, they just felt comfortable. So everything that I have is unisex. Now I do like colors, but I typically will do grays, blacks, neutrals, things of that nature. There are certain times where there are colors like for spring and stuff like that. I am geared more so towards women, but I do have some male clientele, but all of my stuff is unisex. But I just want people to feel good in what they're wearing and believe what they're wearing. Like this is mine and it's a crop hoodie. I want anyone to wear this to know that you're flawed and worthy. And yes, I have on a crop top and no, I don't have a six pack and I'm still fine.
Come see what that hand.
Right.
Yeah, it's still fine.
That hand comes out.
Period. So that's when I created my line, like I have joggers and shorts and tank tops. I want people to feel good and make a statement. No one is perfect. My best friend is 5'4". She has an 8-pack. Packs. She's a personal trainer. I look at her every day. That ain't my ministry. God bless you. That's not me. Right. Every time she be like, let's do abs. I'd rather eat donuts. I'm gonna wear this oversized sweatshirt. When ab day come around next week, I'll do that. But that's her. That's not me. I love every bit of me. She wears my stuff. She looks very different in it. But when she wears it, she feels comfortable in it. I have guys that wear the hoodie. So it's just about being a statement. You are the art. The clothes you're doing the clothes a service. Right. If you don't believe that, then don't buy it. And so I love seeing my big girls wearing two pieces at the beach. Here I am all covered up because for a long time I didn't want my stretch marks to be seen. Right. I didn't want my imperfections to be seen. And if you ever notice, even back in the day, all the big girls had on two pieces with no sarong, no cover up. And those of us that are like small to medium to almost large, we're the ones with the most insecurities. Mm-hmm. We just have to be comfortable where we are. Like Nina said, you might not be where you want to be, but embrace where you are now. I would love to have a 6-pack. I'm not going to have that tonight. So tonight, I'm going to eat a donut. I'm going to drink this wine.
Wear your fly sweatshirt.
And with my fire sweatshirt, okay? With a little muffin top at the bottom. And going to be fine, period.
Wow.
I've literally seen, just real quick, and this is the way marketing does and the way designers do. I've literally seen what's supposed to be the same dress I wish I could show a picture right now. Beautiful dress. Here's a nice little slim chick, size 2, whatever. And it's a maxi dress. And I mean, the color was great. The cut was great. She had a little, I mean, it was good. And then the one for the big girl had like up to the neck. It was the same fabric. The design was totally
Horrible.
different.
It's horrible.
And I remember seeing the post and the big girls, people bigger than me. And I've always been that person that I walk in Ashley Stewart and Torrid, and they're like, you ain't plus, back up. And I'm like, hold on, I'm a 12, 14. Let me, okay? And y'all got dope accessories. But anyway. So wow. I remember the sisters were saying, like the sisters who were substantially thicker than me were like, this is what we have to deal with. Why can't we be sexy? Why can't we be right? Like, why I got to have the neck, the things covered up? Like, I commend you for having designs and styles that people can make a choice of if I want to have my boobs up and out, right? Okay, then I can get it in my size and do that. Yep. But again, it's a matter of finding the balance, having the confidence in, again, shifting the culture, because no one should have to make that decision to look like, okay, this is a great print, but it's something my grandmother.
Yep.
Right.
And also, remember when the legging trend came out? It was because if most Black women especially have smaller waists and big hips and butt. I can't go into Forever 21 or H&M and buy a standard size 8, 10. I have to get somewhere bigger because my waist is small and my hips are big. So I love the fact that people are making their curvier fashions with more appealing colors and not just that stretchy jegging material that they did for a while that was horrible. They were pajama jeans. I don't know what the hell it was horrible. And now, like you see, like Nike has their curve, their plus size, and all the athletic wear. It's like really cute stuff, and it's giving women with shape the confidence to wear the lime green leopard print sports bra and the cute joggers and the jeans with curve and stretch. I like American Eagle. I think those are the jeans that I used to buy because their jeans were they were jean material, but they had the stretch in the hip and the butt because most ethnic women are curvy in the hips and butt, and you don't go on a standard Nordstrom or Aeropostale or those other stores. They're not made for us, and so you have to buy a 14 even though you wear a 10 because the 10 is way too small and the 12 isn't going to go around your ankle. So it's like I feel like designers are becoming more aware that everyone isn't shaped like this, and all plus sizes aren't shaped like circles. We're just shapely. I hate that. Like it's like the small girls are ones and then the plus sizes are circles. So that's the only shapes that we have to offer.
Whenever you go to the store, sizes that are always gone, 10, size 12, never available. Never on sale or on clearance. So I'm just like, well, if everybody's skinny, then why is the size always
average? Always.
And this is what sisters need to see, that it's not size 2 isn't the norm. Right. It's not the norm. The average size is 10 to 14 in America. Like,
correct.
Like, accept that, sisters. Accept that.
And dress for the body that you have. Yes, you can wear. I hear so many girls that are either bigger than me or smaller than me. I can't pull that off. Yes, you can. Yes, who says who? Stop putting limits on what fashion or what just because it's in a bigger size or you saw it on a small girl. Yeah, make it fit you.
Own that Jane, honey.
Own it. Own that Jane.
Yeah, I think that that's where the true confidence comes in, when you're able to just like something and wear something without even giving thought to what the public opinion is going to be. And I think that's how a lot of trends are started. You know what I mean? You have somebody accidentally or wore some wore out jeans and got a hole in the knee. And fast forward, everybody's doing it. You know what I'm saying? I see dudes with blazers on, ripped up jeans, and hard bottoms. You know what I'm saying? So that's like that. It's becoming like more accepted. But
business casual.
Exactly. But it started with somebody just like, look, whatever. I'm just gonna do it like this, and
Mhm.
that's how it's gonna be. And now,
Mhm.
fast forward, that's how it is. But I think that
Mhm.
there at certain points we don't have enough people who are daring enough or fashion forward enough to just say, or confident enough to just say, I like high waters, so I wear high waters. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, if you don't have to wear high waters, I like
Yeah.
plaid and
Mhm.
stripes. If you don't have to wear plaid and stripes, because I'm wearing, but I like them. I like
Mhm.
purple polka dots. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Or
That's
whatever the case.
Mhm.
Um, Shantae, this question is for you. Okay, in the industry that you're basically hipping women to be creative within their own bubble. Basically saying, okay, you can dress up stuff that you already have in your closet, and you can really make it look, stylish and very appealing. Um, and that really takes a creative mind. A lot of times, like we'll look at our closet and we'll be like, man, I don't got nothing to wear. This is I don't have nothing in here. I got to go to the store. But you're being creative to say, okay, you got that belt over there. You got that blouse or shirt, whatever you call it, over there. You got those nice slacks over there. You can put this all together, and boom, you've created a whole look. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, is that how hard is that to continuously come up with with innovative ideas for women
Mhm.
for women to catch on and emulate to, like, especially with how social media is, and everything is fly by night. It's hot one minute and not the next. How
Mhm.
hard is it for you to like stay fresh and creative in
Um, Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to unpack it.
that?
Well, as far as I think the fresh and creative part, it requires intention. As far as referencing, studying, researching, knowing what's popular trends or whatever. Having that basic foundation and just understanding what the trends are, what's on the runway, you know, just keeping up to date on what's going on as far as the current season of fashion or whatever. That's important. But yeah, in order to be creative, it takes that, having to research and reference and always having a point of reference. You know what I'm saying? Creating references and looking at pictures and looking at getting the ideas and the influence and the reference to create things and then come up with it. That's how the ideas come, because you have to
Mhm,
fill yourself up with, content.
mhm,
Um, and then and then the other part to that is keeping a wardrobe that has basic classic pieces,
Mhm.
because too many trends, you never have anything to wear because you have it one minute and then it won't be in style anymore, or you don't, you know what I'm saying, or you won't like it. So my basic foundation and theory with fashion in general is to have more basics, more classics than trendy things,
Mhm.
and that allows you to be able to mix and match things. So you can come up with 5 different outfits from 2 pieces, you know what I'm saying, or from 3 pieces, because you
Mhm.
have, basic pieces that don't ever go out of style, that, and then sometimes having to invest in those pieces because they last longer, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
certain stores don't benefit as far as trying to have something that's going to last for a few years as opposed to something more inexpensive.
Right.
You maybe only wear it one time. So, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Just keeping basics in the closet is a big, big important thing. And that's what I live by. I preach it all the time in all of my blog posts and everything. Just making sure to have a foundational wardrobe to build off of. And then every now and then mixing in something funky, something trendy, something chic, something, edgy or whatever. But yeah, so those 2 things are why or how I'm able to do that. Just referencing having a place where I fill myself up with content, getting ideas, and then having those basic things. So then if I, if I do, and I don't, another thing that I always say is everybody can't go shopping every other day. You know what I'm saying? That's not realistic for anybody. It's not sustainable to be able to go to H&M or go to Zara or go to Mango and spend $300 on, you know what I'm saying? So like everybody can't do that. So, speaking to a regular average woman who has a budget for the month or a budget for or whatever for like 2 months, and this is my shopping budget for clothes specifically, and I have this and I can't go get anything right now. So then what do you have in your closet? Let's look at what you have, take those things and see how we can rework that. So that's how I do that.
That's real
Wow.
That's good.
Nina.
You better help the people, honey.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a question for you. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I strategically asked each one of you because you each have, like Katina is the licensed cosmetologist, so she deals with the outer beauty.
I noticed that. I peeped that.
The Maiya deals with the clothing, which I guess is outer beauty too, but on a different, I guess that's 1A is the clothing. Then you have Shantae with the beauty of the creativeness and being okay with who you are and where you are. But then you have Nina that deals with inner beauty.
Amen. Because honey, I hate shopping. Hate shopping.
So
you pegged me right, honey.
So I want to pat myself on the back. Take this moment to pat myself on the back.
Pat Mike on the
back. For the brilliant idea to bring you all together. No, but seriously, Nina, this question is for you. Now, as long as I've known you, you've always wore the close crop ticker, very short haircut, and you've always been kind of woke. For as long as I've known you, has there ever been a time where you felt like, this is not working? Let me get me some Brazilian hair, and you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Let me get me some Brazilian hair. Let me get some tight jeans or whatever is popping.
Oh, now I'll put myself in some jeans now. Let's not get
I'll
put myself in some jeans.
My point is like, is there ever
wait a minute, Mike, is my hair Brazilian?
Y'all still do that?
Have you ever felt like, what? Screw this. What's popping right now? I'm trying to be what's popping.
This is how I used to be when I was a little girl. Right?
Yeah. Have you ever?
Not at all. Honestly, I'm silly, y'all. So please, okay. No, honestly, I am most comfortable with as little hair as possible. What I've learned over the years is that because I grew up with hair being such a fuss. I mean, I was in kindergarten. I had my first, what is now known as the big chop, before kindergarten. Oh. Literally, because my hair was relaxed before kindergarten because it needed to be straight. My single father didn't know what to do with it. He didn't know how to manage it. So he'd be, and again, I mentioned all the women that he had in his life. So they'd be like, oh, you need to do this. You need to do that to the baby's hair or whatever. And then when I was 10, I moved in with my mother and her white partner. They didn't quite, and she was biracial, so they did what they could. And so I was 14 when I saw Michelle and Cello, and I was like, I could do that. I could do that. My mom was like, no, you're not. And I was like, trust me. At this point, at 15, 16, getting older, I started. That's when I began to take my power, take the power into my hands because y'all don't know what you're doing. I'm gonna be running around looking crazy all my day, right? I mean, like,
Right.
literally, I went through a lot. I've been called Don King, buckwheat, like all the things from adults to children to my
Wow.
peers alike
Wow.
because I didn't meet the standard because my hair wasn't, whatever. And so while I have had locks, I have had relaxers since 1995 when I first cut, even though I have had these things, it's really been a matter of I'm at a point in life where simplicity is better for me. I have owned the fact that I am beautiful, and I've even had like little boys. I remember when I was serving working as a waitress, I had like a little boy, ironically, with like long hair, like braids, who like cornrows. It was like he's 5, and he was like, "Why you ain't got no hair?" And I'm like, "Well, sweetheart, first of all."
Wow.
I said, "Well, sweetheart, don't you think my face is pretty enough without the hair?" And he kind of like, "Yeah, you're, he's blushing." And I said, "Okay, I think that I'm pretty enough without it." And so while I have friends who are master wig makers and I'm interested in maybe, rocking a something one day, it's really just not my look. And I've really gotten to a point where I am most comfortable without having to deal with, is my hair in place? Is it this? Is it that? Is there any kink? As it grows out, like, do I got to get it retwisted? So on and so forth. And even in the past year, I just got my eyebrows waxed for the first time.
Come on, brows.
Thank you. For the first time in well over a year because of the pandemic. And so there are all these things. The thing that I think is most important, the biggest lesson that I want people to take away is that you really have to get comfortable with whatever grows out of your head, whatever you wake up with in the morning, and honestly, whether I decide to throw on a wig or, whatever the case may be, it'll be for fun, but I don't have to do anything. I don't have to. And that is something that has taken time. It has taken conversations with myself to really embrace. And so no, I honestly don't ever see myself going back to, growing my hair out or rocking weaves or rocking braids or even locks at this point. Because it's just not my look. It's just not me. It just isn't.
Okay.
I hope I answered the question.
You absolutely did.
Okay.
You absolutely did. Okay. We have been on over an hour. I don't know if you guys know, but it just kind of flowed through. I just have, if you guys could bear with me, I just have one or two more questions to ask.
I guess
we're good. I don't need a refill.
Right.
My grape juice is doing fine. Thank you.
You guys are terrible. Katina, you live in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
One of the fashion capitals. I actually went to school in Atlanta. I actually went to DeVry in Decatur. And I remember going to class, and everybody in the class was wearing Gucci or whatever. It was more work just trying to get dressed it was harder to get dressed than it was to actually do the actual school to do the actual schoolwork. What's it like being? Is it hard for you in a place like that, coming from where we come from?
I don't think it is because maybe if I was younger when I moved here, it probably would have been. But I think I was about maybe 35 when I moved here. So I was already kind of established in my self-worth, and I had my standards. And, Atlanta is a really crazy place. If you don't know yourself to move to, you can get, pulled into a lot of different directions. So I think it was easier for me because I was older. I already had my standards set. I could not be greatly moved. So I'm really not coming to, compare myself to anyone else or try to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. Like you said, everyone want to have designer this designer that. You know what I mean? I was on my own little mission, and that didn't really faze me. And I just think it was because of my age, and not saying that everyone my age thinks that way, because I know a lot of people who still try to keep up with the Joneses that are my age, and it's kind of ridiculous to me, but to each his own. But yeah, it's really really hard here. It really is.
Okay. Well, listen, like I said, I went to school there for almost 2 years, and I left. And no joke, I left in part because of that. Because it was tough. But I realized later on that a lot of these kids were taking their student loan money and they were shopping,
Yeah,
buying.
it's
You know what I'm
always
saying?
a front. It's always a front.
Yeah.
Like they'll
So
have these houses and no furniture. You know what I mean?
yeah,
When I
yeah.
seen that, I was like, okay. When I
Right,
have it, you best believe I can afford it.
Right.
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 So
You got the
I
bag in
found,
1 minute.
Right.
yeah, I realized that later on, and so it made me feel a little bit better.
Hmm.
Uh, Now, in the beginning of the interview, I asked you guys what you considered beauty, or what was your definition of beauty, and you guys all gave me beautiful and eloquent definitions of uh of what beauty is. But let's be for real. Let's be for real for a second. Shout out to Mario Lee. Um, Guy approaches you. Uh, and he is not
I got
he
you.
is not he is not the most he is not the most attractive thing to you, but
It's your
everything else is
thing.
there.
Where's the
Everything else is there. The clothes are nice, the haircut's nice, everything is there.
Spit it out, Mike. Spit
he
it out.
he's very no, I'm setting this up for you guys, okay?
Okay.
um he approaches you, very respectfully or whatever, but he's just, the only thing is that he's just not that attractive. So I ask you guys, at this point in your lives, and I know that some of you are married, so we're
We're not dead.
just try to think as a single person at the age you are now. Excuse me. How important are looks to you now?
Oh Lord, y'all.
I'll let you single women.
Well, I'm single, so I can speak. I have been approached by men that are not necessarily my type.
Oh,
What happened?
But so just,
Mhm.
I just feel like when my time is to get married, if I can't lay beside you or kiss you in the mouth, there's no need for us to even pretend. So just know.
What happened to Mike?
Mike
Mike
is stuck, honey.
he is
What's
fun.
the
His spirit was off when he asked that question. That's why I asked.
See, Shante, he got shook. He had to get on out.
Now he done spun around.
You weren't ready for the answer. That's all. You weren't ready.
But I would say that at my age now,
Yeah.
I will say that I've had some of the best conversation with men that I told them up front that I didn't, no, thank you. But I've made friends with people just because conversation is free. Having a new friend, having just conversation and someone to kick it with doesn't mean, like when you meet someone at Wawa, I had a guy offer to pump my gas. And in the day and age, women are quick to be like, no, I got it. And it's just like, well, if you want to pump it, I'm going to let you pump it.
Right.
And we laughed and joked, and he bought me my coffee or whatnot. And it wasn't even that we were going to get married the next day, but at the age that I am, and I'm more mature just to have the conversation.
Mhm.
And if you're not my type beyond that,
Yeah.
I'm going to let you know, I don't see this going anywhere. But I would love to talk to you, learn something, because you don't know if just because he might be Shrek, his best friend might be your future husband, and you got to keep the door open.
Right.
You just never know. And some of my brothers have been guys that were interested in me at one point, and I stopped it very early on.
Mhm.
And they're some of my closest guy friends.
Mhm.
Went on to marry other women and propose to other women, and they're still my brothers. And it was never any line crossed, but I'm open to conversation, open to communication. And up front, when you approach me to pursue me, if I know that I'm not interested and not even going to give you a fair chance, then I'm going to say that. Because at the end of the day, if, like I said, when God gives me my husband, if I can't lay beside you and kiss you in the mouth without feeling like I want to vomit, then I'm not going to play you or
Said
myself.
so much just with that last statement that if I can't kiss you in the mouth without throwing
If
up,
I can't kiss you, if I can't kiss you in the mouth, and we can't kiss
Right.
on the cheek forever, and we just can't.
Right.
And worship, we can't worship in a separate room. So I got to want to do.
I mean, that's
I got to
real.
want to do both.
Attractive to you. Your husband is attractive to you, especially if that's the only man you're gonna be with for the rest of your life.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes it grows on you. Sometimes they might
Sometimes
not look
it
that
does.
attractive when you first meet them.
And
their
a
personality
standard of
kind
attractive, because I don't want a real fine man that's gonna make me insecure. I don't want a real fine man that's gonna have me out here at the job being crazy.
Right.
My level of attractive has changed.
Absolutely.
Because men have become attracted to me by a sense of humor. A man that can make me laugh and let me be myself, and don't be mad when I order a whole bunch of food when you take me out because I'm greedy. Those have been the start of some of my relationships. They treat you real good.
Yes.
Right.
Treat you like you're the only woman that walked the face of the earth and just everything.
And they still think you're beautiful.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that comes with age and experience too.
It does.
You know?
It really does.
Because had you asked me at 26,
you know what? And I've never gone for like the finest dude in the school for like, and I told my college students this, like, don't go for the finest dude on the campus. First of all, everybody wants him.
Everybody.
Right.
So
that's a good way to look at it.
Be careful.
Yep.
And be of all, I've honestly always have, because, and I guess it's because I feel I have an unconventional beauty, right? That I've always looked at brothers who I can take somebody who's handsome to me, and for listeners, let's make clear that sex appeal and attractiveness aren't always correct.
Right.
Okay, because Don Cheadle.
Sometimes it be their cologne.
I have a friend of mine. Bless his heart. I have a good friend of mine who's like literally like 5'6", and he's not the most attractive dude, but he's like, I know how to dress and I'm charming than a mug. He's like, because I know I'm not that fine. He's like, I know it. But he always pulls the model chicks. Always. And it's because he is charming. He is like, he just oozes that confidence that we were talking about earlier. For us, it's the same way with brothers. I don't care how fine you are. If you don't know you fine and you don't have the confidence, then ain't a whole lot of talking.
If you're a jerk,
Yes.
you know that pretty inside and out go for guys too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, we can run on it real quick while we're on the move. Okay, all right. Look, since clearly we're hosting this ourselves, but it's real. But it's really real. And so, brothers, look, for any of you who may listen, I'd like to say, shoot your shot. But it really is a level. It really is a matter of confidence in whatever you do, right? And I remember I had a brother tell me that way back when I was like 18, 19 or whatever. He was like, yo, it's just like can't nobody tell you nothing. Like, that's what's so fun about you, is that you just got this air about you, this confidence that is just like, I want it. He ain't get it, but he told me, and it was good information to have going forward, right? Thank you. And I think it's important, Maiya, you made a good point that I think it's important. It is important that we are able to have non-romantic relationships with men. It is important for us to have that, honestly. Because brothers always, and not just brothers, but people were conditioned, again, this conditioning thing. We're conditioned to think that anytime somebody we're talking, that it's got to be some hookup. And it doesn't. The same way I may become friends with you sisters after meeting you tonight, or if I met you out, out dancing one night and we hit it off and now you're my friend, it's the same way with brothers. Everything doesn't have to be romantic.
Right. Right.
And that's another thing. People need to be open to that. I would say, but people need to be open and I always love things that are organic, because I've gotten friends. Two of my closest friends were women that I never thought to be friends with. We just happened to run into each other and just start random conversations. And now years later, they're like some of my closest friends. Some of the guys that I've dated started off as just, oh, hey, and you have to be open and let things be organic.
Right.
Hey, welcome back, Mike, to the show.
Welcome back to our show, Mike.
Robinson. We have our guest of Let's Take a Walk, Mike Robinson.
You guys, welcome Mike Robinson to the show.
Bravo. That crowd goes wild. He still ain't right. He thought he was ready for the conversation and he wasn't. God was like, "You're not ready, bro."
Well, Mike, you gotta turn around.
He's still stuck. Let's just
Katina, you said that you never meet people like that.
Like what? I'm sorry.
You said you never had run into people like
I never
that.
meet people with the mind of thinking that this could be a potential partner. I always meet people as a friend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, and a lot of guys, that's what they are. Like, and because I know me so well, and I know that if I meet somebody, I already know what category they're gonna be in. They might not know right off the bat, but you know what I mean? I know me, you'll be a good friend. You would not be a good mate for me. So it's kind of like, I have more male friends than I have female friends.
Yeah.
Because I do, I can relate to them. I do get along with males easier, but I don't see myself with them per se, as, being married or something like that. Because I know myself so well. But my relationships always start out with men as friendships. And I think that's, real important. I don't like to jump into things. I'm 46 years old. I'm jumping into, like been there, done that. Got the t-shirt and the shoes to match, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I know exactly what I'm looking for. So when I see it, I'm going to know right off the bat. Now you can't hit a target you never set,
Right.
That's true.
And I feel like the age helps too. I mean, you know what I mean?
Experience.
Like the experience really helps you be able to compartmentalize, and those standards are serious when you get to a certain age. Like, no,
right.
We're not doing
that work.
Mess, and like you just gonna keep calling me and stringing me along, and
you're not gonna text me what you're doing today all day long. You're not gonna text me all day. I'm at work.
Right. Or what you doing? What you doing?
What you doing? 7 times a day. The same thing I was doing 7 hours ago.
Trying to call you, FaceTime
you. Have a conversation you'd like to have, sir?
Is there something you want to say? Is there food involved in this conversation?
Right.
Questions that need answers.
Yes. Are you going to feed me?
Don't call me.
It's pay for yours. And pay for it. I have my own money, but you're going to pay for it first?
Right. You ask me. You approach me.
Right. Look, I'm with some business.
Okay, and for the record, that's one of those things that I've always. It's funny because looking back, I remember going out with my girlfriends and they'd like have fake names and fake numbers that they had, and I'm like, just tell them you're not interested. Just tell them you're not interested.
Yeah.
Why are we wasting people's time? Like, why is that even a thing? I'm not wasting my time. I'm not coming up with some new name. I mean, perhaps it was fun or whatever. My name is Nina. Or are you? Can I call you sometime? No. But thank you. I'm not interested.
That's it.
Long Island, if you'd like. This is the alley 2000, right? So, but it's important. I think that for anyone who's listening, it's really important for, like you said, even before you get to your 40s or even your 30s, like learn to be honest with your expectations, with your standards, establish them. And it's okay if they change over the years.
Yes.
It's totally okay if they change over the years. We not with you.
Just sit out in the VIP, Mike. We're talking.
Unless you're feeding us, right, my love?
Right. Unless you got food, don't come in here making a bunch of noise.
You okay? You good, brother?
I didn't even get to hear all you guys' answer, or I didn't even get to hear you guys' answer on that whole how what influence does attraction have on it? I mean, like how
you have to get the replay, brother.
Right.
They were great.
Go back to the replay. You can catch it. Also, check out the YouTube link that will be posted after the show. Follow all of our social media handles where you can catch replays and clips.
I love it.
Okay, I got you.
You sound like you're underwater, Mike.
You do also now sound like you're underwater. Chad, get your brother.
Yeah, is that me or is the does he sound like he's underwater?
He's muffled. He's definitely
okay.
You broke it.
Just me.
You broke it.
Can you
Yeah,
hear
we
us?
had a great conversation.
Oh, he's upside down again.
And that's what's so crazy. It was so random. It was like, yeah, da 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 da.
Right.
Look at Chad, like, bro, I ain't got nothing for the man.
Chad is like, I don't have time.
Bless your heart. Technology's great till it's not. Look, we waiting to see what's gonna be.
As you were saying, Nina, we'll carry on until we get Mike back.
So I'm Nina Bruton. I'm your host of Let's Take a Walk podcast.
Okay, am I?
I think
Whatever. Y'all leave me alone, okay? Is it better now?
You sound
You're good.
Okay. Okay. Well, the reason why I asked you ladies that is that I feel like sometimes we kind of beat around the bush. Like, how is it wrong for me to just say you're not my type, or you're not attractive to me, or
Listen, sorry,
That's
we covered
rude.
all
That's
that.
rude. Yeah, we've already.
You gotta
rude.
catch
is that
You gotta catch the
is that
replay.
is that wrong? But is that wrong though?
No,
It's not wrong.
not at all. It's important.
It doesn't have to be done.
I
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
honesty.
rude.
Yeah,
I
like
respect
what
that.
Maya was saying. She was just like her and Katina. They they're both like they know what they want right off the bat. They are very clear upfront
My
about
audio messed up
their
again.
expectations and what they want. Katina says she know right off the bat when she see you that you ain't gonna be nothing but her friend. So I mean, yeah, it's better to be honest up front and not lead somebody on and string them along.
Right.
But you don't have to be
Chad.
nasty.
I can't
Shut
hear
up, Chad.
Shantae. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I can't hear Shantae.
Oh,
you can't?
Uh-oh.
See, Mike, you didn't just mess it all
I
up.
was gonna say,
Now.
I bind that spirit that you spread.
Oh, so you
Mess it
can't blame it on me. That's not me.
she's the box
That's not me.
closest to you, so I think it's spreading.
Right.
So what's happening?
Terrible.
I don't know what you're going through. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think like I said, I asked that question because I think sometimes people get super deep when when it's just as simple as what do I like you or not.
Right.
But then on the flip side, in you guys' experience, have you ever met somebody that you initially were not feeling, but they just kind of, after being around them for whatever reason, even though you weren't attracted to them physically, they just kind of like became appealing to you just by virtue of being around them?
My husband.
I mean, does it? And I guess, oh wow,
Same.
I guess when you initially turn somebody down, are you like
What you say,
limiting the
Shantae?
person?
Spit it out, Mike.
Are you? I'm trying to put it right. Like I'm trying to
It's a
come the
safe
right
space,
way.
brother.
Like,
It's a safe space.
do you limit the opportunity when you initially turn somebody down? Like they could
Katina.
be, you know.
I think it depends on why the initial reason why I don't think this person, you know what I mean, why I don't like them like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It depends. Maybe they can't, just say something sideways when they approach you, or I don't know, something about them. But like I said, I think it goes to knowing yourself. So if I know me, and I know who I'm compatible with, I know what I can stand, I know what I can't stand. And if you do things that I know I can't stand, and you know what I mean, I'm not gonna be like, oh, just turn a blind eye to it. If you say you're gonna do something and you don't do it, I'm not gonna turn a blind eye to that, because that's you. I mean, and I'm not gonna I'm not going to try to change you. You are who you are, you know what I mean? And you showing me who you are through your actions. So I'm not going to try to change you. I just know me, and I know I can't stand when someone says they're going to do something, they don't do it. So, you know what I mean? So I can't be with somebody like that. So I wouldn't change my mind on that.
And
Wow.
even go ahead.
No, go ahead. We'll
No,
finish.
sir.
Go.
You are back in the conversation. We want you here.
Yeah, we need you here, Mike. Come on in.
Okay.
Come
Okay. On the flip side, on the flip side of that, do you feel like it's okay to approach a man?
Let me tell you something. We're not getting no
anymore.
younger. If I see something I want, I'm gonna go for it. Let you know I'm interested. Who got time to waste?
Yes.
I've always
Jesus
been
is coming back soon. I got to go.
I'm a little shy. Well, I'm been married, and I'm married, so. But I think,
oh Lord,
bless his heart.
Well, I'm.
The people want to know. Go ahead, Shantae.
If I were single, I think I would be. I'm a little shy as far as like approaching when it comes to men in general. I've never been super like comfortable with that, so I wouldn't. I don't think I would, unless it was a situation where I knew the person and I was a little bit more. I had a relationship with them, even if it was just a friendship or whatever. But I don't think I would personally be comfortable with going to a guy. I've never been that type. My sister had to call a guy for me when I was in high school.
Katina, you look like you're ready to tell it, girl.
I can't hear Shantae for some reason.
Oh wow!
I can't hear nothing she's saying.
Mike didn't just.
Mike didn't ruin the whole show.
So Shantae said that she is shy. She's always traditionally been shy, and so she's not the type to step out and step to a brother. But something tells me, Katina, that you got a different right.
Listen,
I don't know, but something tells me that you.
Yeah, if I see somebody, I'm not going to be straightforward. Like I might say like a joke or something. I'm the type of person that come up like, just say something funny just to break the ice. But I haven't done that in a long time because I'm like, at the end of the day, men that's their nature.
Yeah,
they're
they
should say something. If someone's doesn't have enough confidence to say something to me, then that's their loss because I can't do someone that you can't even say can't even approach me or whatever. Like yeah, that's your loss right there. You can't even say hi.
That's true.
Because I don't make myself, try to make myself seem unapproachable.
Yeah.
So
I started to focus on that part to be aware that sometimes I used to come off unapproachable.
I can't hear Maya either.
Yeah.
You can't.
Oh. We can hear her. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't hear Maya. I can hear Mike when he was on here.
Mike that broke the whole show. But I was just saying, like, just women need to be aware of our body language if we're available. I used to just I always have something on my mind. So a lot of the times I wasn't aware of how it comes across. And so one of my guy friends says, you look like you don't want to be bothered by anybody ever. And I was just thinking about what I was going to eat for dinner. And I had no idea how it came across my face. And he took a picture of me and sent it to me. He was like, this is what you look like. Like, and I was just like, I didn't realize that I looked so angry. And so now I have to just be aware of like my body language and be, like she said, make a little joke, laugh, seem approachable. And a little bit goes a long way. But I do think it's the man's job to approach.
Yeah. I've definitely I have shown interest in men. I have stepped out. I can be a whole lot. As we seen tonight. And so I have,
and we love it.
I have had to back up. And you know what? You even broke it down to like you mentioned the brother like offering to pump your gas. I had something similar happen because again, my father taught me to do what you got. He taught me to take care of my car, to change the oil, to do this, to do that, right? So I remember like I had a bulb out while I was on the road in DC, and so I was under the hood getting ready to change it, and a gentleman came up to help, and I was like, "No, I'm good." And he said, and he was like, "All right, sister," and I said, "You know what?" It's like something in my spirit was like, "Allow him to be a gentleman."
Right.
Like, and so I had to step back and give him the space and say, you know what, brother? Thank you. Yes, please. If I don't have to do it, then I won't. Right. Correct. And it is really a matter of, Mike, what it does, I think, is it gives brothers, while we're all kind of, well, I think that when it comes down to it, I was the only one to answer the question to say, yeah, I've accepted some brothers, right? Not to say that I was always confident in doing so, but it comes down to, we want to see that you are confident enough to step and to not be intimidated by it. Because what I have also realized is that a lot of the brothers that I did step to, I ended up running over because they were that dude. And like whatever you want or whatever you no. Like I need, there's something to be said about the brothers who will step up with confidence and come say something. But if there's somebody that I'm attracted to, sure, I would speak to them, dance with them, go come on, if I like to go out dancing when I was, I still go out dancing, but I'll just be, I'm married, so I don't be out there like that. But and now panties. So I ain't pandemic, so not panties, panties. So I chill, but it is a matter of and again, that is what is most attractive is whether or not you even have the confidence.
Right.
If I don't see that you have it to even step, if I see you watching me from across the room and you don't step, then I'm gonna leave you to yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You don't want to Chad, help. You're gonna have to send your brother the Cliff Notes, Chad. Okay?
Yes. Can y'all hear me?
We can
Yeah,
hear
we can
you.
hear you now.
Do I sound like I'm underwater?
Nope.
Okay,
I can't hear Shantae and Mai.
Yeah.
You can?
Too. Still can't.
She can't.
Still can't.
Wow.
I think Katina got that Boost Mobile.
No, honey.
But she's been in this call the entire time.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You messed it up, Mike. When you went off.
Mike, get him straight now. Don't be talking about no booth and he said, she said, you got Cricket Wireless. We both
right. Touche.
You got straight up.
Yes. Well, you guys have been super, super awesome. I could do this with you guys all night.
No, you couldn't. Your connectivity won't let you. Okay. Jesus! Your Wi-Fi won't let you. Okay, I'm sorry.
Terrible.
I am.
Terrible.
Jesus Lord.
Y'all made me forget what I was gonna even say.
Sorry, I'm gonna keep on. Let me mute myself.
Well, we've talked about beauty from the rooter to the tutor, from the head to the toe. Some of the influences, what determines what's beautiful and what's not. But after all this, I'm asking everybody this. What's the moral to the story? After all that we've talked about, what's the moral to the story?
I think we said it ad nauseum at this point, but just
I think the moral is it's personal.
She can't hear you.
Oh yeah.
Y'all can't hear me?
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay, y'all can hear me. Okay. I think it's personal. I think it has a lot to do with how you see yourself, the confidence that you have in yourself, and then once you're comfortable in that, I think you attract what you are. So you're going to attract a person who has those same values and see themselves in a good light. That's pretty much what it boils down to for me.
Okay, Miss Mai.
I would say the summary is to look in the mirror and learn to love the person looking back at you. Simple as that. Don't do it for everybody else, but be pleased with the person looking back at you. And if something about that person looking back at you is something that you don't like, then work to fix it for that person that's looking at you, no one else.
All right, Miss Fashionate Mom.
Yeah, basically that. Being confident in who you are, and loving who you are, starting with the inside. But some people aren't there. Some people don't know how to do that. Women might be watching this and saying, well, I don't know how, or I'm not in that confident place yet. So, it's okay if you're not, to give you permission to be in a season where you're still in that process of growth and you're still in that process of being perfected in that area. And that in the right time, in the right season, when you do the work, that you will be perfected to be able to get up in the morning and love all of you, whether you're a size 2 or a size 12 or a size 24, but it takes time and you have to be patient with yourself, with God doing that work on the inside of you. So for the girl that's watching this, and that's not there yet, to talk to them too and to say, it's okay if you're not, it's okay if you're still look at yourself and you don't like what you see, and to know that you're loved even in the process, And it might take some time, and to give yourself grace, to be patient with yourself, and give yourself time to get there, because you will. It'll take some time, but you will.
All right, Queen.
They done said it. I don't need to know. It's real. It's everything that you sisters have said is absolutely real. And going back to what I said at the top of the 2 hours, at the top of the show, beauty is the manifestation of the best of everything that is within you. So tap into what is the best, purge what is not, and then let the beauty shine through. Like, honestly, it is in Shantae, you said it best. Grace. If I have not learned anything else in my nearly 42 years, and especially in this past year, it is really to walk in grace and to extend grace.
Yes.
And grace every single too. Yes.
Yourself.
We don't give it to ourselves. We give it to everybody else.
Right.
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. You know, I'm not the person that I was last year. I'm not the person that I was. I'm not the person that I was 10 years ago. And I'm not like, there's been so much growth. So, I mean, honestly, take the time to applaud yourself for the things that you have recognized that you've grown through. Acknowledge the strength that you've gained, and always seek more. Just seek to be the better version of yourself, whatever that looks like. And as it pertains to getting into relationships, because a lot of that, you know, it has been a bulk of our conversation, is the relationships that we find ourselves in. Pardon me, a lisp. It is important for you to set the standards, and then allow people to either accept and grow with you. This is the thing about marriage and even my friendships. Either you're going to grow and you're going to love who I am, regardless of who I become, or you're not. Either you're committed to growing with me or you're not. And for those who are not, be willing to let them go.
Right.
Yep.
Wow. You guys have definitely said a mouthful on this thing tonight. I want to apologize to y'all seriously about the technical difficulty. That has never happened before. So please, you know, forgive me.
We got you.
Grace.
Grace. We will clown you. We will clown you.
Yeah, but we're going to give you grace too.
I know. But this I really enjoyed this. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and I really enjoyed it. And I think I'm going to do it more. But I really appreciate everybody's input. I really appreciate everybody's transparency and their honesty. It was really awesome. I want to give you guys each a chance to kind of, if somebody wants to get in touch with you guys, how could they get in touch with you? Starting with you, Katina.
Well, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I do be on those throughout the day. So you can find me on Facebook at Katina Thomas MBA, or on Instagram, I think it's I am _supernatural on Instagram. And I have a lot of Instagram is kind of like my just positive quotes. Kind of like I call it like a mental transformation, kind of like to get people thinking positive without even knowing it. So it's a lot of positive quotes on there. So like I said, I'm on those two quite a bit. So if you all, want to reach out, you can definitely find me on those platforms.
Word.
All right, Miss Mai.
I too am on Facebook and Instagram. The easiest way to find me is to go to my website, which is MaiyaMarshall.com. So it's www.MaiyaMarshall.com. And Marshall has 2 L's. I have 2 Instagrams. One of them is _MAI_YA_. And then the other one is all things Mai. One of them is more just about my everyday life. And the other is like fashion, fitness, all the stuff that I do. But like I said, the easiest way to find me, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, is all linked to my website.
All right. Miss Shantae.
You can find me on my blog, shantebooker.com, or I'm on Instagram most of the time. I'm more up there than I am anywhere else, but Instagram, at Shantae M. Booker. And I'm on Facebook as the Fashionate Mom. You can find me there.
Okay. All right, Miss Nina.
Again, like Maya said, you all can find all things Nina Bruton and Light at webethelight.com. My name is Baldhead Queen on Instagram and Twitter. That is all one word. We good country folk around here, so baldhead, not bald-headed. Baldhead Queen. And I really do hope to see you all in the social spaces. We really have the power to impact the world in all that we do. And so I look forward to reconnecting with you sisters. Mike, brother, I know we gave you a hard time tonight. I know technology gave you an even harder time tonight, but I thank you for your time, and I thank you for having me here. It's truly has been fun. Chad, you're right. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, Miss Nina has a really dope podcast on Instagram. Real quick, could you can you promote that real quick?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So every Wednesday, I go live on Instagram Live, and I'm actually I'm working on shifting over to StreamYard as well, so that we can give the people on Facebook and on YouTube and all the other places access as well. But every Wednesday at 8 p.m., we have what I call We Be the Light Wednesdays. And I literally have different guests on, excuse me, have a different guest on, or sometimes I'll just hop on by myself to just talk about what it means to show up as light in the world and to share people's stories. I've talked to authors and stylists, mothers, educators. Everyone has a light to give, right? A lot of us grew up hearing that song, Little Light of Mine, right? But what does that really mean? And so those are the things that we are tapping into. We Be the Light. And so, yeah, join me 8 p.m. on Wednesday evenings, Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Time, because Daylight's in Standard. And I hope to see you all and hopefully have you all on one of these days.
Yeah.
Because clearly y'all got a lot of light to give.
Absolutely.
And this is what Let's Take a Walk is all about. Like this moment right here, like the four of you have, that I know of, had not ever come into contact with one another.
Right.
But here you are talking as if you've known each other
for years.
And so my desire and hope is that, you know, you guys exchange information and become resources and connections to one another. And I just really enjoy watching that happen, you know, above everything else.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
That's absolutely dope. And again, I want to congratulate myself on such a strategic and brilliant move.
Producer, you better produce, okay?
These are things that can't be taught. This is innate. This is in DNA. You know, the uncanny ability to draw.
Your face is everything.
I just want you to be humble because the Wi-Fi is not your friend. Just be humble.
The uncanny ability to bring, you know, all these entities into one. You know, I want to thank myself and accept my own thanks as well.
Jack, it's your brother, man. Press, if you still in here, help brothers. Help your brother.
Yes.
Oh man. I hope you guys tune in next week, because we're gonna flip the script a little bit. So it's gonna be for guys. It was actually supposed to be another young man on here with us, but he just couldn't get it. He was having technical difficulties. He couldn't get on.
Okay.
Katina, I was trying to get Rashad on here, but I couldn't get him on.
Thank goodness.
But
I know he had a mouthful.
Yes, absolutely. I would have loved for him
to be
on. That would have
been another hour, Mike. That would have been another hour added on to what we already.
Maybe he can. Well, you already got 4 guys for next week, right?
Said it again.
You already have 4 guys for next week?
Yes, I have
Do tell.
2 guys from. Well, actually, all 3 of the guys are from Rochester. So these are people these are my friends, my brothers, you know. And so we're going to talk about the same thing, but from a male perspective. So I hope that you guys tune in. And,
I'm gonna ask you next.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the comments. We're gonna be in the comments.
That's what I'm hoping. And maybe I don't know if Katina has talked to her sister, but maybe her twin sister will be on next week with these guys.
Goodness.
And, you know,
Awesome.
You're gonna leave that girl by herself.
That would be very interesting. Very interesting to say the least.
I'm here by myself trying to manage you 4 wild women. So you gotta.
You were only here for like 45 minutes. You were gone for 30.
Wow. Let it go.
Hey, turn out all this light, all of it.
Yes, cut it out. Listen, I'm gonna bang my head against the wall once we get out of it.
That's so great.
Anyway. So please,
That's hilarious.
cut it out. You guys are terrible. But again, I thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it. And you just don't know what a joy it has been having you guys on tonight.
Yeah. Brother, go to sleep. This Moderna got him weary.
Yeah.
That's my heart.
Yes. It's tearing me up, you know. Like I'm like in this weird space. Like I feel okay, but then again, I don't really.
Yeah. And it's those moments that we end up like, oh, I feel fine. Shots fired. I feel fine. I'll go do all the things. It's like, no, go rest, drink water. Drink, yeah. I had because I had my second Pfizer on Wednesday, and so much like you, people did tell me though this time because the first one tried to take me out too. I was like, oh wait, but people were like, take your Tylenol beforehand, and then just know that you learn how your body responds to things. Just
you know what? I googled that, Nina, and it said, and every site that I went to said, don't take medicine before, take it after.
Oh, well,
either way,
because supposedly it will neutralize what the vaccine is actually doing.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
But,
well, Lord, I still wear this mask too.
Right.
Okay. Well, and then one last thing. Happy Mother's Day weekend to all of you.
Thank
you. As a professional auntie, I thank you.
Yeah, to y'all.
To all of you.
You got Maiya. I thought you had one.
Who?
Maiya, I thought you had a child. I'm putting a baby.
I am a child. Yeah, don't do that. I ain't got no kids. Oh, my husband might be watching it. Don't do that.
Oh, my bad. I don't know why I thought you had a child. My bad. Sorry.
I gave someone a child today too, but I didn't tell her.
Don't give me one.
She told me she was pregnant. She said, yeah, it's going to be us 3 and the dog. And I was like, don't you already have a son? But I kept it to myself. I don't know where
I'm the auntie. I'm everybody's auntie. I don't have any kids of my own. Yeah, I'm the auntie.
Amen.
Okay.
Yeah. I know my ministry, Mike.
You said it again?
I know my ministry. That's not it.
Got you.
You gotta know it.
Y'all get off here. Y'all get off here.
Okay.
But Katina, I got 2 dudes that I think would be very cool for you to meet. They both live in Atlanta too.
Oh, really?
They both live in Atlanta too. One is from Florida and one is from Rochester too. So I'm gonna hit you up about that later.
Okay.
I need some more wine for this.
Put us in the group chat so we can know too.
So we are not only a media platform, we are also a matchmaking entity as well.
Mike, don't tell him you go crazy, honey. Katina?
Let's take a walk match.com.
Okay, well, sure.
Well, let's make a match.
Yes.
It's giving very Christian Mingle vibes. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
You guys are terrible.
I said you
Listen, get off my show. Get off my show.
Bishop. Don't nobody want a bishop.
Don't.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
One of them
sorry.
is a master barber and a comedian, and the other one is he's like the highest type of nurse that you can be. I don't know, but he's like the highest.
Is that an RN?
I wonder if I know who is well, you have to tell me behind the scenes. I wonder if I know the Rochesterian.
Yeah, he's a little bit younger though. But
he's younger.
Yeah, a little bit. But
that's okay.
Yeah. He just moved to the area.
And we are live, and I love this.
He just moved back to the area.
Now is the nurse
he went back to Rochester to help his mom, and now he's back.
Okay, which one is in Atlanta?
They're both in Atlanta.
Oh, they're both. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you need to share your screen? Is there a shared screen? Do we I mean, since we
do we go backstage and then go live?
That's between me and Twin.
Yeah, don't be
you brought it up
and us because you put us in it.
now.
You come back with your Wi-Fi fix and you put us in our business, and then we all gonna be in it.
Don't leave me hanging, Mike.
Yeah, right. So we all. This is a family show. We're gonna do this together.
I'll let her share with you after.
Now you want to be discreet.
Right.
You want to be discreet.
This has been Take a Walk with Mike Robinson.
You guys are crazy.
Sir,
all of you are crazy.
Okay.
But, thank you again. You guys have an awesome weekend. Mother's Day. Almost Mother's Day.
Absolutely.
Aunties.
Okay, that's
fake
me.
Moms. Not wanting to be moms.
That mama vibe.
The whole thing. Happy.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
You guys have it. Absolutely. You guys have an awesome night.
All right.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night. Well, there you have it. Listen, that was probably one of the longest interviews, but one of the funnest interviews. We talked a lot about beauty and a lot of other things, but it was still interesting and fun nonetheless. I laughed a lot, had some terrible technical difficulties, which I will fix by next week. That's it, man. I'm gonna go somewhere and sit down and let this Moderna do what it's gonna do. Because like I said, I'm like in this weird in-between space. And the moment of truth is gonna be, I believe, when I wake up in the morning. But with that being said, I'm gonna get off of here, but I will see you guys. Actually, before Friday, I'll see you guys Monday. I'll have Mr. Mark Selvey on. He is an artist, a part of the new No Limit. You know, the new No Limit record. You know, nah. He's part of that new regime. So we're going to talk to him about everything that he has going on. And then Friday, we're going to have the fellas on talking about beauty and influence and all that stuff. And so I look forward to that as well. But with that being said, I'm going to sign off of here. And before I go, I want to shout out to all the mothers. I want to shout out to my wife. I want to shout out to my mother and my mother-in-law and all my aunts. And all my family members who have children, and I even shout out to the fathers who who are doing it by themselves, who are doing the mother and the father thing. Good. I think they get forgotten about sometimes. So shout out to them. Just doing their thing and handling their business. So other than that, you guys have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. All right, let's take a walk.